Hi everybody, Chris Stokes over at Custom Fitness Personal Training Studio. Not to spoil the ending for you, but everything is going to be okay. Have you ever started a new program or something new in your life and all of a sudden you get in, you feel like it's the best choice you've ever made, you start it, and maybe a day in, maybe 2 days in, maybe a weekend, you start to feel like you're over your head. You feel like maybe this wasn't the right choice, maybe this is too hard, maybe we can't quite make this work. But you know what, it always turns out okay, because we figure out that either it's the right program for us or the right decision for us or not. And if it is the right decision for us, then we're able to push through. So a lot of people who come to visit us, we're helping them stair-step from where they're at to where they need to be. The problem is that as a human, our brain's getting in the way. So we start to think, well, they're telling me how to do this in this way, but I've read on the internet and I had friends tell me and all these other things that they do it this way, and their way seems a lot harder, but they did get results from it, so maybe that's what I need to do instead of this easier approach, and maybe I should find my own way. And so our brains get in the middle of it, and we stop trusting what we really should trust, which is the people who have done the research on it, the people who live this every day, whether that's our dentist or our hairdresser or our employer. We start to kind of step back and we start to take control. I know that as a type A personality, a lot of times I do that, especially just in general. I feel like daily God kind of puts me back down and says, it's time to let me have this, because I tend to try to take it on myself. And a lot of times that happens in our services too, even here, to where people feel like they just don't have control over the situation. They don't know what the outcome's going to be, and so they've got to take control. And they start to panic because they think that, well, if this doesn't work, then it's not going to be okay. So the big thing is to remember that, number one, life is an experiment. So as we experiment, we have to try new things, see if they work. If they don't, we change one factor and we try it again. And then we change another factor and we try it again until we find the right formula for you. So when it comes to, let's say, nutrition, just because there's such an overload of information out there on nutrition, right? So just because your best friend lost 25 pounds doing XYZ nutrition plan doesn't mean that if you do that same nutrition plan that you're going to receive the same results, right? Each person's body is so unique. So we have to find the right plan to match your body at the right time of your life, because maybe that same plan worked for that friend when she was 25, but now that she's in her 40s, it's not working anymore. Our bodies change. Our needs change. So from exercise to nutrition, even into the habits that we need to be working on, the supplements that we need to take, our bodies need different things at different times. So we really kind of stress out about a lot of that stuff instead of trusting that we can find the right resource. And to our credit, a lot of that comes from the fact that there are so many millions of options out there that we really feel like we've tried everything and it's not working. And when you come to that point of severe frustration, that's where things start to feel like you're just pulling at strings, trying to get anything you can, trying to make it work. Well, I can tell you that from experience, and we've been doing this almost 2 decades now, and from experience, as clients come in, if they're willing to let go of those preconceptions, all of those ideas that they have and those things that they think they know, if they're willing to let go of that and try something a little more simple, something a little more balanced, something more sustainable, then they actually, typically about 99% of the time, they're seeing greater results than they would have with the other programs that they've tried in the past. Now, that's not to say that they haven't lost weight in the past. Maybe they have. They've had great success in the past. Maybe it's from exercise or from nutrition, but whatever it was isn't working now. So case in point, I had a client come in recently, just joined us, and she started out, towards the beginning of last year, kind of doing one diet, and then a few months later started onto a new one and started a new workout plan, and then kind of jumped over here and did this different thing, and every few months she'd change it up. It was all great, except she never really lost the weight that she wanted to. She didn't see the body change the way that she wanted to, and her mind was a mess because she was really frustrated and feeling like a failure. So she came to us back in January and started through this process of simplifying, and it was hard. Mentally, it was hard because she had so many preconceptions of what should be, and it was hard to let those go. But as she started to let those go, she started to see results, and at this point, she's down almost 20 pounds just in January, and her body has changed so much that people are noticing. Her clothes are fitting differently. She feels different. Her energy is great. She's sleeping at night. These are the kinds of things that you can get from a solid, consistent plan, and that's usually what's not taught. is that consistency. We get into these 6-week programs or these 3-week programs or, you know, hit or miss on exercise. It's all about the consistency. What can you do consistently? And when you find out what you can do consistently and you start to do that, you're going to find out that in the end, everything's going to be okay. You're going to get to where you want to be. You're going to have the habits to carry you through to maintain those results, and you're going to feel great in the meantime. So if you need help with that consistency or just a little more motivation to know that everything's going to be okay, feel free to give us a call. We'd love to sit down with you for a consult, free of charge, just to see if we're the right fit for you. I mean, really, honestly, we don't want to force anyone to do anything that they don't want to do. One of our core values is really to serve people well, and that would not be serving people well. So we want to make sure that whatever we do is beneficial for you. And if we can't benefit you or we're not the right fit for you, from what we feel like, we're going to tell you that, because we want to make sure that you get to the right place, because we know that you can only get the help you need from the right people who can support you in what you're needing to do. So we'd love to talk to you more. Feel free to give us a call, 806-322-3188, to set up your consultation today. But otherwise, chill out, because everything's going to be okay. We'll talk to you soon.